Hello everyone, I just wanted to do a video today on more on vulnerability really, and more on like the healing journey and the different layers and things that come up when we think we're like healed, and then somehow there's always these layers. It's like an onion, these bits that come up, and I just, obviously I don't, full power's about this full power expression, but to get to full power we have to release a lot of things, a lot of traumas, and things come up at different times that we still, oh my God, I didn't even know that was a thing. Do you know what I mean? That was still part of me. And I had this emotional release on, I think it was Friday night or Thursday night. And it's kind of sound mad, but like I've been watching this program called Young Sheldon for like about a year now, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a couple of years, just like watching the episodes and stuff, and fucking love it. Like I love that program. It's so funny, so connected. The characters are so likable. It's such a like juxtapose of like characters, and this like Sheldon guy. And I never even liked Big Bang Theory. I never watched it. And anyway, I was like watching it, and the dad died in like the second to last episode. I was like, oh fuck. It's like, come out of nowhere. And I think when a parent dies, it always sort of takes me back to when my mum died. And I was feeling them emotions, and then they had the funeral. But then what hit me the most, and this isn't a sob story, this is just like my life and what happened. It's just part of my essence and part of my human material existence. But he goes back into the house at the end, and he's like this, they're leaving the house, but he has all these fond memories of this house and this family and this connectivity and this support system. And I just like broke down in tears, and I was just like, I said to P, I was like, I never felt safe when I was a kid. Like it was just like traumatic, and never felt safe. And I grew up in loads of domestic violence. I was a witness of that. The first major piece of domestic violence, I thought my mum was going to die. My mum was getting battered. Like I was like, fuck, my mum's going to die. And it was my dad battering my mum, and I was just like, what? You fight. I think I was 4, maybe 5, and I was holding a stone, and I was like wanting to throw it at my dad, but my dad was my hero. But then he was beating my mum up, and it was like this pain. So there was this like, obviously before that there was loads of violence as well, but I don't remember it. But I was always in another bedroom, and there was always shit going on, and it wasn't a safe environment. And then we ended up living in a Battered Wives Institute, which I had loads of fun at the Battered Wives Institute, because it was like these derelict buildings behind, and we used to go with these lads and just smash the windows. So that was fun. But also you're just in this place of pure trauma, pure people who've been around abuse, and all the kids that are sort of, missing the dad or missing their other parent have been taken out of the natural environment, and they're all in this kind of like crazy sort of massive building together with all these other families, broken homes, like, which was what we were all part of. But to live in this Battered Wives Institute in Hume, it was in Manchester. So obviously that, you don't feel safe there. And then we end up, I'm at my nana's, I'm here, I'm there, and my mum's a single parent, and she's trying to make ends meet. She's working, she's got 3 or 4 jobs, and then she realises she's only £11 a week better off to have a job than she would be if she had benefits. So she'd go on benefits, and then she'd like, I don't like being on benefits. And then we end up in a council house, and there's just like mad shit going on in the council estate all the time. I'm missing my dad. All these things, don't feel safe. My mum's upset all the time because she's on her own, and then she's dating other people, and then go and live with my stepdad and just feel like no love. And then me and my mum's relationship sort of like, we pull away from each other quite a lot. So my mum was an angel, the most important person in my life, the most beautiful person in my life, magnificent human being, so full of love, so beautiful, but also like wounded, full of trauma, watched her mum get beat up. Mum was in abuse. Father left. Father was an alcoholic. All these sort of things that are traumas within people. And then living with my stepdad and just feeling like a spare part in a family. And this young Sheldon episode of him going back and feeling that nucleus of his family and the love that was there and the support that they all had for each other, even though it was dysfunctional, but there was like this nucleus of mum, dad, brothers, sisters in one house, looking out for each other and having a safe space. And it just made me, I just was crying my eyes out, just the realization I never had. It was like, I never ever felt safe as a little boy. And maybe that's what kind of come across in my relationships with girls and stuff, that I never made them feel safe. Maybe because I never felt safe when I was a kid. I don't know, but it just felt like a layer that was coming out, like a release, a healing. Ascending love. No, I'm good. I'm fucking amazing. What you have to realize is all these elements, all these things that we've been through, they make us who we are. So we have to be grateful for them. So I'm grateful for all these things, but also I just want to share with people the realizations and make people feel like, it's okay, but don't get stuck. Oh, poor me, look what happened. There's none of that. You'll never see that from me. There's no poor me, because I know this is my superpower. Everything that we've been through, the worse you've had it, the more amazing you can be. The more traumatic you've had it, the more suffering that you've experienced, the more you can blossom. The lotus grows out of the muck, and then blossoms into this 1,000-petal lotus flower, and it's just like, boom! And that's how I feel. Like, I feel strong because of these things, but it doesn't mean that things aren't still gonna crop up and we just go, let's let that emotion come out. And I feel like actually there's still parts of it in me. And when I started on my yogic journey, I'd do yoga and they'd be like massive emotional releases, and sometimes I didn't even realise what they were. Didn't realise what was going on. It was just like this sadness was coming out of me, and I was crying, and I couldn't like correlate it to something specific. Whereas that one the other day, I could correlate it specifically to being like, I never felt safe. I never felt like at home, that somewhere was safe and supported. My mum was always my home. But there was this kind of like gap that was created between when my stepdad showed up, and it was like a wedge between us. And when I left home, that kind of wedge kind of started separating, and kind of we started bonding and getting closer together, because I wasn't in the home and causing this turmoil and friction, and she was always like in the middle of us both, just like hating each other. But I was, I was a little boy and at the time, and all I wanted was just someone to love me. But my mum was with a guy who was incapable of loving, or couldn't show it. So it was not a nice environment to be around. And I just was like, even on pictures, when I'm like at my pictures of us as a family, I'm just like, doesn't even look like they just superimposed a lad in the side of the picture with my mum, my stepdad and my little sister. It's like they're together. It's like, I was just like, why don't you just fucking have the picture, man? Like, I don't even want to be here. Like, get me out of here. So it was always like that. So these things come up for healing. Let the emotion pass through you. Men out there, blokes, it's all good, man. It's all good. The masculine displays emotion. The masculine releases the traumas from when we were a child. That allows us to be more loving. That allows us to look at the way we're behaving and become a better human being, a better man, a more powerful man. It's like, release all the traumas, all the things that went on when we were a child, that because we're a man, we can't release them. And women have this beautiful ability, some of them, because they're emotional, they can get rid of it. Yeah. So as blokes, it's like, just let it go. Yeah, we can still be strong, we can still be powerful, but that power and that strength comes from releasing that emotion and releasing the traumas that are the things that are holding us back and making us not be as loving and as beautiful and as caring and as powerful as we can be, and as masculine. Like, you're here to be the divine masculine, and the divine masculine releases emotions, is open and can talk about what happened when you was a child. If there's stuff that you feel that you can't talk about, it's time to talk about it. Yeah, it's time to talk about it. Anything. You don't have to get stuck in it. A lot of people in the spiritual community, like, they go to a men's circle. It's like, fucking what a slip my wrists, man. It's like, when I tell you about something, it's to empower. Yeah, it's like, I had a cry. It was good. Felt good after it. Made me realise. It's like, fuck, man, I've not realised that before. I've not given myself that acknowledgement that it was tough, that it's hard to not feel safe when you're a kid. And just to give yourself that acknowledgement and go, do you know, that's why certain aspects of me are like this, and it's okay, and I can start to release that and work on it and become a better human, a better stepdad, a better leader, a better, masculine figure, and to keep being available to shed these layers, to shed these emotions, to let the things come up, let them be released. So anyone out there who's going through anything, you want to reach out, give us a shout. We'll be putting on more and more cacao ceremony, because I feel like at the moment I'm missing that. Like, I've been so caught up in this whirlwind of business. It's been so busy, so intense and emotional. That's my thing is cacao ceremonies. Like, I need to serve, I need to be of service. And in those cacao ceremonies, even though we are in service, like, sending the cacao out, making it more popular, making more people understand what the benefits of it. For me, it's like, I just want to be in ceremony. I just want people to be singing. I want people to be releasing emotion. I want people to be realizing that they are the creator of their life, that it's their responsibility. Like, it's my responsibility. I could be sat injecting needles and going, it's because I didn't feel safe when I was a child. Or I could be stepping up and using that as my superpower. It's either way. It's everything is perception, and the way you want to use something. Use something to be your most powerful gift, or use something to be the thing that holds you back all the time. I always pick it to be to my advantage. Like, when my mum died, it was like, thank God my mum didn't die before me. And also, what strength can I create from this? And when she's passed, how can I make her proud of me every day, every moment? How can I just always think, what's my mum going to think of me? How can I make her proud? How can I, in spirit, have the spirit and essence of her magnificence be exuded through me? And that's why, like, I'm a domestic goddess in the house. I love housework. I love making sure that my temple is beautiful and clean, and that's something that was embedded in me by my mother. So blessings to my mum. I'm going to see if I've got any questions. Thank you for sharing this amazing cacao chocolate, love and light. Yeah man. Tell us about the cacao training. So the cacao training, basically to set people up. God, that's a question that I wasn't expecting in this emotional kind of video, but the cacao trainings are just so people can go and hold ceremony and know how to hold space. If you want to come at this, cacao training isn't for a beginner. Cacao training, someone's on the path, someone who's a coach, a yoga teacher, who's done work on themselves already. This isn't like your first step on the spiritual journey. If it is, it'll fuck you up. Yeah. This is deep work. We're hardcore. Like, you will get triggered, you will get pushed, you will probably want to leave at some point. But once everybody's pushed through that, like, everybody glows. And it's to send people out in the world. Basically, you can start doing cacao ceremony, start learning, start reading, and it'll, take you 5 years to have your cacao ceremony together and feel confident. Or you can come and do our training, and basically we'll bounce you 5 years ahead within 4 days of doing the training, just because of the amount of information, the depth of knowledge, the wisdom that I've got from doing this for 12 years. Like, loads of people say, what's your cacao's this? What's your cacao that? It's like, I've been doing this fucking thing for 12 years, man. Like, I know what I'm talking about. Like, trust me, this has been my life for 12 fucking years. Yeah, I'm not going to compromise anything. I know what ceremonial grade is. I know what, farmers, we value all this stuff. I've got a deep spiritual yogic practice. You might go, oh, he's not wearing enough tie-dye. He's not got Hawaiian pants on. He's wearing a baseball cap. You can't be spiritual. I could have a fucking high-vis and be working on a building site every day and be the most spiritual human being. This is just a costume, man. Like, do you want me to go and put my spiritual costume on? Would that make you value me a little bit more? It's about perception again. Umritya Maram Jambaraya. Yeah. I don't even know what I was saying then. Mrityum Jaya Rudraya Nila Kamtaya Shambhave Amrateshaya Sharvaya Mahadevaya Te Namaha. Yeah, I could be wearing any costume and sing that and it would still be as powerful. Don't have to have a special like fucking tie-dye thing on to make that spiritual. But yeah, the goddess Paulina's on the training. She holds everything together, brings in that divine feminine element, brings down my ego and robust masculine a little bit, but it still allows me to do the work that I want to do and, you know, kind of like get people to move and change perspectives and change their perception of how they think about things. Any more questions, let me know. Please, if you've got anybody out there, any men as well, that are like, just can't like release or can't talk or can't open up, send them this video, man. Like, it's all good. Like, we've all been through shit, yeah? The worse you've had it, the better you can be, but it's about owning it and making it be your superpower. It's like, this happened to me, but I'm not going to let it hold me back. I'm going to let it inspire me. And I'm going to let everybody who said that I would not amount to anything, like, eat their words. It's like, fuck you. I'm going to smash this out of the park. I'm going to be a shining light. I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to blossom. I'm going to be emotional. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be raw. It's like, we need to talk about these things, yeah? This is the age of the feminine since 2012, and it's about men stepping into their feminine aspect to open up, to be the divine masculine, to be a beautiful example to the generations coming through, and to be able to hold space for women to be powerful, for women to, you know, be strong when they're going through their emotions, but also for us to be vulnerable, for us to open up, for, you know, for us to let our emotions, let our tears flow, let that water element flow through us. And so that's it really. Please share the video with some blokes, get into that full power vibration, get them drinking cacao, get them to come to a cacao ceremony. Like, loads of women have been bringing they go, he wouldn't have come to this until he saw you on Dragon's Den. Now he's come in and he started his spiritual journey. He's at your ceremony and he loved it. He's like, oh, really liked it, man. She's like, it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't have been on the TV. It's like made it acceptable. Another student of mine, she was like, my God, like, since you were on Dragon's Den, my family have like accepted me. They don't think I'm as weird and crazy anymore. It's like made it okay and acceptable. It's like, if something's on the BBC, it must be okay. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking madness, but that's the way some people's minds think. So the more and more, like, what I always said was, I am infiltrating the masses with heart opening, loving, expansion, to bring us all into this beauty, to bring us all into this resonance, to make us all realize that we are all one, that we are all human, that there's no difference if we, you know, whatever your label is, I'm British because I've got a fucking passport with a stamp that means I belong to a piece of land. It's bullshit. It's human creation. We are all one. We're all part of the planet. We're all Earth. We're all human beings, regardless of our skin, sex, you know, as long as we're not hurting someone. All is good, all is divine, all is magical. We're just here to love, to give love, to be in acceptance of all things, to be in acceptance of our past, all that happened to us, and to own that and let it be our empowerment. So sending love and blessings to everybody. If any questions crop up, if you get triggered at all by this video, let us know, because my main thing is triggering people. Because if I can trigger people, it's bringing something out in them that is a mirror. Why is this triggering me? Yeah, so like people like the last vulnerable video I did, people like, Liam, so it's like, no, this is just like, I'm just getting this out in this moment. It's not like affecting me massively. This is my way of clearing it out. And actually, if you're getting haters and stuff, it means usually means you're doing something good. When I started getting my first bit of hate mail through the post, I was like, yeah. So someone's like, you're not scared? I was like, they're sending me a fucking letter. They've got my address. If they were scary, they'd be around my house. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and hate and love are basically the same thing. Because if someone's hating you, they're paying you attention. Yeah? If I don't like something, I pay it zero attention. Yeah? So if they're hating me, they're actually loving me, bringing loads more attention to me, spending loads of their attention and their time on me. Like, that's love. So thank you to the haters. Keep hating. because it's love, and keep bringing more awareness to me, because that's what your hate does. When you're talking about me, you're bringing more awareness to me, and maybe it might not be positive, but actually it makes me stronger, makes me more powerful. So either just shut the fuck up and get on with your life and ignore what I'm up to if you don't resonate with it, if you don't like it, or keep at it and know you're making me stronger. And thank you very much. We love you. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, everybody. And yeah, share the video with some men. You get me? Peace, blessings, love, full power.